Hello, students. Mr. Belay coming at you from my very own home to introduce the art component to your social studies project, Holidays Around the World. I'm excited to see your creations. This is a pressed penny art project, and what you're doing is you're showcasing the country's holiday tradition that you researched in your social studies class. Let's get into the art project. So I got inspiration from pressed pennies. These are fun, inexpensive souvenirs that you can collect when traveling. As I've traveled around, I occasionally come across these pressed penny machines, and I always get a penny um, to help me kind of remember, the great time that I had on vacation. If you look at this big penny on the right, it says Orlando. My family and I love to go to Disney. We try to get down to Florida a lot, and so that little penny, as I was looking at it, gave me the inspiration for this art project here. The pennies themselves, they're going to have pictures, they're going to include words and designs, and those things tell about the place that you're visiting. The machines themselves, you put your penny in, you pay a little fee, and that machine will flatten that penny out and it stamps it and imprints it with a new image. Now, I love these older machines. They actually have a hand crank, and so you get to physically turn the handle and actually press that penny yourself. It seems like more nowadays I'm seeing the machines that the machine does it for you. Still, though, you get to watch it happen. Do a little close up here. You could see where the image is already there. And when that penny falls into the little spot and it gets crushed, that image will imprint into your penny. And then your penny comes out. And actually, it's like a little hot when you first touch it coming out of the machine. So we're working with copper tone plates. And I call this a faux press penny because it's not a real press penny. Faux, like another word for like imitation or fake. We want to cut that shape into like a more of an oval so it resembles like the pressed penny. And then you're just going to be using a wooden scratch stick to indent the metal into making your images. So you want to think back to the country that you chose and its holiday tradition. Um, when I went through the guide, I looked over these different countries and I wanted to pick something very different than the holiday that I celebrate. I celebrate Christmas. I was born here in the United States. It's part of tradition. That's what my family always celebrated. It's what I'm used to celebrating. I really wanted to pick something different. So I chose India. India has a holiday, Diwali. There's different parts to this holiday. Um, as I went through the links from that like the Google Slides that were shared from your Google Classroom, I saw pictures from Diwali. These are candles that are being lit. I read a lot of text, which taught me about the holiday. Like it's not just a one-day event; it's a 5-day event where each day has like a different theme that's celebrated. Go through your Google slideshow before just jumping into this press penny. Look at the information that you wrote down. You want to get good ideas on what to include in your metal artwork. Really, it was this slide which kind of got me thinking. It gave me some different ideas here. I know that I wanted to do something with candles. So people come together lighting many candles. They light them in rows outside their house. They go to places in town and light hundreds of candles. It must be really beautiful. There's other traditions, like they eat really delicious sweet food. They make these beautiful pictures from sand. What I was really caught up with the Hindu tradition. This is India. A lot of the folks that live there celebrate Hinduism. That's their religion, and there's some amazing stories within Hinduism. And in Diwali, this holiday celebrates stories of good triumphing over evil. And if you know me as an art teacher, I love comic books. I love heroes and villains and those like larger than life tales. So looking into thinking, what am I going to put on my penny? I knew right away I was going to go with one of these, amazing stories of good versus evil. So looking, here's like a close up of my penny here. Now, I did include a little pattern of flames going around the outside that to symbolize those candles that are lit. I included the text of India showing what country this faux pressed penny would be from. I put Diwali so we know what the holiday is. And then if you look, you have this picture of this person. I'm like, wait a second, who is this person? They're bald. They look kind of like young. They're carrying an umbrella. They seem to be stepping on somebody. So I want to give you the background story behind where this image comes from. So in Hinduism, they have a holy trinity. The second of these all-powerful gods is Vishnu. Here's a picture of Vishnu. Look at 4 arms, blue skin. Looks really amazing. Looks like nothing I've ever really seen before. Vishnu, I guess this is the preserver and protector of the universe. His role is to return to Earth in troubled times and restore the balance of good over evil. I think that's amazing. I love that idea behind this. So Vishnu, I guess, can take up to 10 different forms, different avatars when coming to the world to battle evil. So in Western India, India is a large country. Different sections of India celebrate Diwali, like focusing on different aspects. I went with the Western. So this is Western India. This is the story of Vishnu using an avatar to triumph over evil. So in this form, this avatar, Vishnu takes the form of Vamana. Vamana is this, let me move my box here, is this like little smaller person. They're bald. They have like robes on. They're carrying an umbrella. Doesn't look very intimidating. Doesn't look very tough. So in this form, he goes to the demon king Bali. Bali's ruling over the entire universe after the gods lost their power. Doesn't go to fight it out, but goes and tricks Bali. So goes to Bali, says, will you please give me as much land to rule over as that I can step in 3 steps. This Bali king's laughing like, oh, who are you? I don't have to worry about you. Yeah, you can have whatever you want in 3 steps. Well, then Vamana takes his gigantic celestial form 1 step over the earth. 1 step over the midworld between heaven and earth. Needs to take 3 steps, though. There's nowhere left to go. So Bali lowers his head and says, you may step on my head as that promised 3rd step. Vamana was pleased, and with a pressure of his foot, sent Bali down to rule the netherworld. And in this form, here you can see Vishnu, not blue, not with the 4 arms, but looking like this younger, smaller person, is identified as, hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Trivikarma, God of the 3 strides. So that's what I included in my press penny. There's Vamana stepping on Bali's head, pushing him down to the netherworld, and now Vishnu's restored good over evil. What an epic story, to celebrate this holiday. So you want to think back to your art, or back to your holidays around the world. What country, what holiday, what's their traditions, what can you include in your press penny art? Just to point out a little bit on the metal, when you're pushing down, it indents the metal. I'm going to actually show you a little video here of that I made so that you can see the penny in action. I didn't take a video of me actually making the penny, but I do have a practice piece of metal that I can show you here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me switch over to my Google videos. Here we go. Make this a little larger. All right, come on, play now, play. Come on, let's go. Sorry, technical difficulties. All right, so what I meant about indenting the metal. Here I'm touching the metal pushes in on a piece of cardboard, but I like the metal when it feels like when it raises up. Now here I flipped it over on his back. You can see the text is reversed. So the text I had to push in to indent the metal, but I wanted like Vishnu to kind of pop up. Here's like my practice piece of metal here. Now on this side, the metal kind of pops up some. So when I did my penny, I flipped it over so that the character would kind of pop up some. Now here I'm showing if you push very lightly, you're not going to indent the metal much. You got to push down heavy to really get that metal to push down and for your images to show up nicely. Here, when I flip it over, you can see that light one barely shows up. But when you're pushing down hard with your scratch stick, you're really going to make a good indentation in the metal, and the image is going to show up a lot better than if you're just pushing really lightly on it. So my friends, good luck on these. I would love to see them. So maybe you can have your teacher take some pictures and send them to me. But yeah, this is your pressed penny art project. I wish you the best of luck. I know they're going to come out great. And happy holidays to you all. And goodbye. Thank you very much.